What's up, guys? This is I guess my fifth video on YouTube. I wanted to touch on a meeting that I recently had with a client where it didn't go as the other meetings went. This was a situation where I walked into a customer's property and they had things that they were frustrated with regarding our software right away. Now, I've had years of experience in running a business, dealing with disgruntled employees, dealing with disgruntled clients. I'm very comfortable in situations where I need to be the calm voice in the room. I need to unruffle the feathers, right? And I need to take accountability for their frustration, understand their frustration, try to replicate their frustration, and then have a solution for how we're going to fix that frustration. I've used it in multiple ways in business. I've used it in business when I was dealing with large clients who were threatening to terminate my contract. I've used it with employees that were frustrated with their pay. I've used it with clients who want to use it but had some frustrations and they wanted them to be heard. So I think there's a simple way to handle a situation in a meeting like this. One, I walked into there, I heard them out. I wanted to hear them out, listen without talking. Then after that, I want to replicate the situation that they were talking about for myself. So in real time, I replicate the situation and see if I can see what they're seeing. I did that in this meeting, and I was unable to have the experience that they had described. So then I had them try it themselves and see if they could recreate the situation that they're frustrated with. And they were unable to do it as well. But it doesn't mean that their frustrations aren't valid. So I still heard them out, and I discussed how this could happen, say when you've experienced this frustration, how this could have happened. And in this particular situation, it was the fact that, I believe connectivity, going from building to building to building, doing inspections in multiple rooms, multiple units. You can be in this building and in the basement in another building in the same day, dealing with the same software and app, but one out of 400 rooms, you could have an issue where the camera glitches or something like that. And it can cause frustration because you're doing a lot of work and you're relying on an app and a software to deliver, to not waste your time pretty much. So I talked to them and explained to them, hey, this could be the problem. They heard that out and took that back with them, and then try to make sure they're just going to try to verify that when they're doing this again, that when they're going between rooms, clicking and finishing things, that they are always connected to Wi-Fi or connected to data to execute, to ensure that they're not having these freezing camera issues, which was the thing that they brought up. So that's how we handled that situation. I don't think it's just a particular learning point for a situation like that where you have a client that has a problem with your software app. I think this is a technique that you can use in multiple situations in business. Like I said, this can be when you have a disgruntled client, that it's a large client threatening to cancel your entire contract, where we try to listen, we try to recreate and figure out where the problem was, and then we try to have a solution for it. This can also be the same thing you use for employees. Listening first is so big. I can't overstate that enough. Like, listen first, validate them, and then figure out how we can move forward and get better. That's strong advice that any entrepreneur, any business owners can take and apply to most of their situations where they're dealing with frustration from their customers, employees, and clients. So that's what I wanted to touch on today, how I handled that situation and my last client meeting.